Today I made close to around $22,000 within the first 1 hour of market open by day trading options on Tesla. I took this trade right off the market open, and in this video I will explain my reasoning why I took this trade right at the market open and why I held my position for more than 1 hour making $22,000. Let's first start with my game plan for the day that I post every single market open day on our Discord group. If you guys want access to our Discord community, a community of serious and supportive traders, you can join our Discord group. The link will be in the description box below. On this day, I was mainly watching Tesla, Apple, and SPY. I was watching SPY, the overall market, for a push towards the upside. But if we get a rejection on SPY from $380 or $379.5 level, I was watching Tesla for downside, because last week on Friday, we were very bearish on Friday. Then we had kind of a bear flag setup on the 1 hour chart. We are going to discuss the 1-day chart and the weekly chart of Tesla as well. But we had approximately 20 points move on Friday. I was looking at the price action. It was very, very bearish on Friday. And I was looking for a continuation move towards the downside, because finally around the end of the session on Friday, the market pushed towards the upside. But Tesla held relatively weaker than the market. Yes, we had 3 green candles in a row on the hourly chart, but the market had 3 big green candles. So compared to the market, compared to the overall market, Tesla was still holding weaker than the market on Friday last week. So here's the daily chart of Tesla. And as you can see, to end the week, last week on Friday, 4th of November, the high of the day was 223.80 and low of the day was 203.08. So we found support right above $200 level, which is a very good psychological level. But Tesla made 20 points move towards a downside on Friday, which is very, very bearish. ATR, that is the average true range of Tesla, is approximately $14 to $15 at the moment, but on Friday it moved $20. So that means that the momentum was very, very strong towards a downside last week. Now here's a 1 hour chart of SPY and Tesla side by side, so that you guys can see the relative weakness on Tesla that we had on Friday last week, right? So Friday we moved from a high of 223.80, and by approximately 12 p.m. we made a low of around 203.30, and at the same time the market was also selling off. So these 3 red candles on the market, SPY was selling off, Tesla was also selling off. Now SPY, around 1 p.m. SPY found a support, and we had 3 big green candles in a row last week on Friday, right? The buyers were able to close the day really, really strong, and we can even see that from the daily chart, because if you go to the daily chart of Tesla and SPY, Tesla was very red on Friday. So we had a big red candle on Friday on Tesla, but SPY closed like a doji. So that means at the end of the day on Friday, the buyers were able to step up on SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, but Tesla was still holding weaker than the market. And that was my exact game plan, because I was expecting some kind of similar play this morning. So on Monday, if we see relative weakness compared to the market, I'm going to take my puts position big size, because this looks like a really good opportunity on the higher time frames. So now I showed you guys that on the daily chart, Tesla closed like a big red candle on Friday. On the hourly chart, it was making a bear flag pattern towards the downside. And on the 1 minute chart, this is the Monday's price action. So I took my trade right off the market open. So we can see within the first few seconds, within the first 1 minute of market open, SPY had a green candle, but Tesla was holding relatively weaker than the market. Again, the same story we had last Friday as well. So I can see that the same thing is happening this morning as well, that the market is trying to push towards the upside, but Tesla is holding weaker than the market. Even if you look at QQQ, that is the Nasdaq ETF, we can see that QQQ had a big green candle at 9:30 a.m., the first minute candle, but Tesla was holding weaker than the market. When I saw this weakness, and when I saw that, okay, buyers are not able to step up above 209, I took my entry right at the market open when we rejected from 208.5, because if we scroll back a bit, we can see that on Friday we found resistance around 208.70, and today at the market open we found resistance around 208.90. And that's what I mentioned in our Discord group in the pre-market webinar that we have every single market open day, is that if I see weakness around 209 or 210, I'm going to enter my position for a trade towards the downside, because even if you look at the hourly chart, the next support that turned into resistance was around 210. We had a bounce of 210 on 3rd of November. So this is the pivot low right here. So if we see a pullback and if we see rejection from 209 or 210, I'm going to take my short opportunity depending on how the tape is looking for a trade for the break of 200. And I was able to capitalize on this trade very, very nicely. So as I told you guys, I entered 100 contracts. I was trading 20 202.5 puts, same week expiry contracts, and my fill price was on an average around 4.43. I'm also going to show you guys my PNL and my entries and exits at the end of this video. After entering 100 contracts at a fill price of 4.43 approximately, I took 50 contracts out at a fill price of 5.38, which is approximately 20-25% winner. So I took 50% out at the first push towards a downside because I was expecting a bit of a pullback around $205 level. So you guys can see right here, I was just holding my position. I was sticking to my profit targets. My first profit target was the break of pre-market low. I took a bit of my position out right there. Then my second profit target was the break of yesterday's low. I took a bit of a position out right there as well. And then my ultimate profit target was the break of 200, right? So I was holding approximately 10 to 20% of my position for my ultimate profit target, but I'm taking my partials along the way, right? So my goal as a trader is not to catch the high of the day and low of the day, right? So that's not what I do with my whole position sizing. If the trade works out in my favor, I will have my profit target 1, I will have my profit target 2, and then I will have my ultimate profit target so that I can hold 10 to 20% of my position to reach that ultimate profit target. Now on the screenshot, you guys will see that I added 50 more contracts, right? So I took majority of my position out from my first position, from my first entry before the break of 202. So I was only left with, I think, 10 contracts from my initial 100 contracts I took right at the top at high of the day. But then I saw that Tesla is making a triangle. So SPY again was holding above the VWAP, the market internals, SPY and QQQ. They both were holding above the VWAP. They were going towards high of the day, but Tesla was holding weaker than the market again. And then we saw multiple rejections of this $204 level right here. So first rejection, second rejection. At the third rejection, I added to my position. I added 50 more contracts. This time I went for 200 puts. I'm just sizing down a bit. And I got filled at a fill price of 5.20 on this trade. And then I caught a really good move on this trade as well. As soon as I entered this position, the premiums moved from 5.20 to 5.50. And my risk on this trade was very, very small because I know if we get a push above the VWAP, if we break 204 and if the bids hold at 204, I'm going to exit my position. So I was risking approximately $1,000 on this addition, but I still had my unrealized gains from that entry at the top, right? So I was just risking my unrealized gains in order to make more money from the stock market. And overall on this trade, I made approximately $5,800. And on this trade, I made close to around $15,000, overall making $21,000 on this trade. So guys, let's now take a look at my PNL and my entries and exits. So my first entry was at 9:30 a.m. after the first 50 seconds of the open because I was looking at the relative weakness on Tesla for the first 50 seconds of the open. I was also looking at the tape and the tape was showing relative weakness compared to the market because Tesla was failing to hold above 208.9. It was failing to hold and even go towards 209, and that's where I took my first position. Then I added to my position at 10:17 a.m. Overall, my first entry was at 9:30 a.m. and my last partial was at 10:43 a.m. So I made close to around $22,000 within the first 1 hour, 15 minutes of market open, which was an awesome trade, a really good reward to risk trade because I was risking anywhere around $3,000 to $4,000 on this trade overall. And I was able to make $21,000 to $22,000 because when I took my first entry, my stop loss was the break of 210 or 209.5 towards the upside, right? So my stop loss was really, really tight. So I was giving Tesla 1 point to go against me, and then I caught a move that was worth around 9 to 10 points in my favor, which is amazing reward to risk ratio. So that was my recap, making $22,000 within the first 1 hour, 15 minutes of market open. That is the beauty of day trading. I already posted about this trade on my Instagram stories explaining the level 2 and my entries and exits on this trade as well. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, the link will be in the description box below. If you guys have any questions, post a comment down below. If you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys are new, subscribe to this channel because I will be posting a lot more content on day trading. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.